Hello everyone, welcome back again to Liverpool Report today. We've got the latest updates on our beloved club Liverpool. But before we dive in, make sure to subscribe so you never miss a moment of Liverpool Report news. Let's get started. Since moving to Liverpool over 7 years ago, Virgil van Dijk has established himself as one of the greatest modern defenders. The Reds captain has lifted 8 trophies during his tenure, including the Premier League and Champions League, as well as the UEFA Super Cup and FIFA Club World Cup. Van Dijk has also racked up a number of significant personal awards, proving that the £75 million Liverpool forked out to Southampton for him in January 2018 was money well spent. Amid his meteoric rise at Anfield, one constant has been his unwavering strength of character. Even when he first joined Celtic from Groningen back in 2013 at the age of 21, Van Dijk's potential as both a leader and a world-class talent was evident. His qualities didn't go unnoticed by Owen O'Connell, his former teammate, who debuted alongside Van Dijk in a centre-back pairing during a 1-1 stalemate with Ross County in March 2014. O'Connell, just 18 at the time, expressed his admiration for Van Dijk's calmness on the field shortly after the match. "He's tremendous, and he makes the game look easy most of the time," O'Connell told the Herald. Even in the Champions League games, he was arguably the best player on the pitch. "I don't see why he shouldn't go to the World Cup. Playing with him, he oozes confidence. He talked me through the whole game. The way he plays the game is beyond his years. You have to look at him as an example. The way he's progressed through the season has been fantastic." The commendation from O'Connell, who now features for Wrexham in League One, still holds weight today. Van Dijk's assuredness with the ball and his eagerness to mentor emerging defenders have been standout traits at Anfield. Jarrell Quansah, a current squad member benefiting from Van Dijk's guidance, recently shared his appreciation for the Dutchman's wisdom and experience after earning a spot in England manager Thomas Tuchel's inaugural lineup. "He's lived my career," Quansah told the BBC last week. "He's been a young centre-half, made mistakes, and then reached the pinnacle, the very top of football, and been one of the best centre-halves that we've seen. He can resonate a lot with me, and anything he can do to help me, he's trying to do, and I'm grateful for that. On a day-to-day basis, he is always talking to me. It's all valuable information that I take from him." Van Dijk's sportsmanship was on full display following Liverpool's Carabao Cup final loss to Newcastle on Sunday. Despite the 2-1 defeat, he took the time to congratulate every player from the opposing team as they revelled in their triumph. Speculation about Van Dijk's future at Anfield continues, with rumours suggesting a potential transfer to Saudi Pro League club Al Hilal. Liverpool's bargaining position is compromised by the fact that Van Dijk's contract is set to expire come the summer. The player himself has confessed to being unsure about his future plans. "I have no idea at the moment. Genuinely, I still have no idea," Van Dijk recently admitted. "It is not on hold. Nothing on hold. There are 10 games to go, and that is my full focus. If there is news, you guys will know it. I don't even know myself. Everyone knows there are some conversations behind the scenes, but that is about it. At the moment, I don't even know what will happen next year. If anyone says they do know, they are lying to your face." Liverpool might want to ponder over the words of Van Dijk's current and former teammates when deciding his future. He has been instrumental in their Premier League title chase this season, with the Reds currently leading Arsenal by 12 points at the top of the table. Sadio Mane and Steven Gerrard never crossed paths in Liverpool's first team. Mane's footballing hero did play alongside former Reds captain Gerrard though, and he wasn't a fan. Senegal international Mane joined the Reds from Southampton in 2016, a little over 12 months after Gerrard left for LA Galaxy, and made himself a firm favourite with fans during more than half a decade with the club. The forward, now at Al Nassr, won the Champions League in 2019 and succeeded where Gerrard failed by claiming a Premier League winner's medal during his time at Anfield. It was a different story when it came to Mane's hero El Hadji Diouf though. Diouf's achievements with Senegal are what endeared him to Mane, but the forward's time with Liverpool was far less memorable, at least when it came to the positive on-field moments. Early in his Liverpool spell, Mane was asked by the Premier League to name his idol in the competition. "When I was young, I was watching El Hadji Diouf. He was one of my heroes," he said in November 2016. Actually, he was playing for Liverpool, so it made a big motivation for me, as he was a great player for us. He was one of the best players ever in Senegal. Diouf's time at Anfield was brief. He joined from Lens with plenty of fanfare back in 2002, but he left 2 years later after struggling to make an impact. He rubbed Gerrard up the wrong way during his time with the club too. There were moments of tension early on, but they would ultimately boil over during a pre-season friendly. Half-time of a pre-season game, there was a fight between Diouf and Gerrard. Former Reds star Florent Cinema Pongole would later recall, "I was traumatized. Can you imagine the young ones seeing this and thinking that's what professionals are like at that level?" At half-time, in the dressing room, Stevie G is all like, "You have to pass, and Diouf just loses it." He didn't speak English. His English was rubbish. You know what he did? They hated each other so much. Steven Gerrard arrives. He insults Diouf. "Hey," and Diouf couldn't answer, so he grabs Gerard Houllier and says, "Tell him." He came in and said, "I'm not his mate. I'll do him in straight away." Gerrard made his feelings clear about Diouf in his 2007 autobiography. Being around Melwood and Anfield, I knew which players were hungry, which players had Liverpool at heart. Diouf was just interested in himself, the England international wrote. His attitude was all wrong. I felt he wasn't really about putting his body on the line to get Liverpool back at the top. What he said is only of interest to him, he said. All I worried about was the Senegal team. I took them to the World Cup quarter-finals in 2002. I was in Pellé's 100 Players of the Century, not him. I respect him as a footballer, but there is nobody more egotistical than him. Liverpool legend Robbie Fowler believes it is relatively poor that the club have allowed the contracts of Virgil van Dijk, Mo Salah and Trent Alexander-Arnold to get down to their final months. But the former Reds striker insists they can replace them if all three were to leave this summer. Fowler fears that not all three of the stars will be wearing red next season, with no news yet if they'll extend their contracts beyond June. But he points to how everyone expected them to tumble down the table when Jurgen Klopp left last summer. Yet Arneslot is leading them to a Premier League title in his first season. There will be a tough ask for players coming in to replace them, Fowler told Sky Sports. But what I will say is that people were saying it would be a tough ask to come in and replace Jurgen Klopp, to pay Arneslot the biggest compliment we haven't missed Jurgen, so that could be the case with players. Liverpool lost the Carabao Cup final on Sunday, while PSG dumped them out of Europe last week. The focus is on winning the title now, with a 12-point lead over Arsenal with 9 games to go. Then it will be known if they're waving goodbye to Salah, Van Dijk and Alexander-Arnold in the summer. Fowler said, "Speaking from a fan point of view, I honestly don't think all of them will stay." Who? I really couldn't tell you. I'm a Liverpool fan, I want Liverpool to do well, and I want Liverpool to have all the best players. When you're looking at Trent Alexander-Arnold, Virgil van Dijk and Mo Salah, these are 3 massively important players for Liverpool. I know Mo didn't have a great game yesterday, they probably missed Trent, but Virgil was probably the only Liverpool player who could hold his head high after yesterday. You want the 3 of them to sign. I think it is relatively poor from the club to let these great players get down to a few months left of their contract. What will be, will be. I look at the history of Liverpool Football Club, and regardless of who is staying, I think Liverpool have always been okay with the players that have come afterwards. No player is bigger than the football club, that is the case.